what I'm finding is fascinating is that otherwise y'all would think I've taken from everybody else that's spoken before me. There are so many common threads in this. I'm Shelly Runyan. I'm owner and president of Titus Industrial Group, which is Titus Electrical Contracting and Titus Systems. Titus Electrical is a commercial industrial electrical contractor that specializes in high-rises, universities, data centers, other commercial buildings. And Titus Systems is a commercial data fiber contractor. Systems has a variety of contracts with public entities that you know, and we have a new construction division. If you look around Austin, you'll see many of my projects, both electrical and with systems. Del Gates Computer Science Building at UT, the new Zach Theater, 101 Colorado, SH 130 with over 220,000 feet of fiber, and more. We subcontract with all the top contractors in town, Austin Commercial, DPR, Hanover, J.E. Dunn, and I've got others I'm adding to that list. I was asked about my path into construction. In 1984, I took a year off of high school and worked 3 jobs. Came to Austin with the intention of getting my degree in international business management. Construction was the last thing I was thinking about. After getting my degree, I was going off and seeing the world and living in every country in the world for 2 years. Not overly realistic, but I had no intention of settling down, staying in one place, and not exploring every opportunity out there. While in college, I met an electrician who became my business partner, then my husband, now my ex-husband. Yeah, there was no great plan to start a company. We didn't start like normal companies do, as a couple of young roommates with bills to pay, his electrical skills, my American Express card. Great combination. A few years later, as we're actually months and then years into it, his ability to do quality electrical work, my business skills, and along with the belief that we could do it better. We forged Titus Electrical Contracting. Who knew 28 years later, I'd be the owner, the president of a multi-million-dollar enterprise, $250,000 a week payrolls, building hospitals, universities, and multi-story buildings, and providing the premier government fiber ring here in Central Texas. But here I am. I was asked, are there obstacles I saw coming into this industry? This wasn't a plan. It was an opportunity that presented itself, and I'm so glad it did. Things have changed for women in construction. Used to, I was called honey, darling, sugar. Now it's ma'am, and I choose to think that it's because things have progressed and not because I've gotten older. Decades ago, women in construction, anybody brave enough to be outside of the admin field thought they had to be one of the guys. That's not the case anymore. The industry is more diverse these days. You do have to be tough, determined, hardworking, and good at what you do. In my mind, that's what women do who are good in any field. The biggest challenge in construction is the same one every woman has. How do you balance career and family? It sounds cliche, but it's true. My solution's been to build an incredible team from estimating to project management to accounting to the field. They have depth, ability, knowledge, and experience, so they don't depend solely on me to get a job done. Being surrounded by a fabulous team offers you opportunities you wouldn't otherwise have. But overall, the industry has changed in dramatic ways over the last 3 decades. Contractors and subcontractors are partnering. Offices and companies work together as a team. We're also creating environments that work with people's strengths. We're taking things outside of the box to ensure that all aspects of an assignment or of a task are handled well. Instead of saying, that's in Bill's box, he's got to do it. Well, Bill doesn't do it well, so we're going to think of another way of doing it. A sage advisor calls it applying feminine wisdom to construction. I don't know if I'm quite comfortable with that term, but it did get me thinking about the chicken and the egg. Is more creative thinking in the construction industry making it more attractive to women? Or is it that more women are in construction and we're thinking more creatively about tackling challenges? I don't know. What does matter is that things are changing, and they're changing for the better. How do I see construction in the future was another one of your questions. Technology and the availability of information will continue to shape construction. We've gone from slide rules to computers to tablets, from pagers to mobile phones to smartphones. We've got a world of information at our fingertips and new materials and methods that are being introduced. We're in constant communication with customers and employees. Being out of the office is no longer an excuse for not getting a message or not getting something done. The days of slow, gradual adaptation are gone. You have to be on your toes. You have to constantly learn to adapt. Anyone that thinks building hasn't changed hasn't looked around. It's an exciting and expanding field. What is my advice for if a woman's coming into construction? Ask yourself a lot of questions. Start with what aspect interests you. Is it the physical installation? I've got ladies who are amazing technicians, who are leaders because of their abilities, not for any other thing that they've gone out and proven themselves. So you can do the physical part of it. But there's also pre-construction planning. This is important area is really growing. It represents cutting edge technologies in construction. Starts with using BIM, building information management and other design tools. It allows your project to be planned in a virtual mode and make huge progress. Work the project more efficiently, shorter schedule, less waste, more quality control. Those tools, you can take them into fabrication, you can take them into clash detection with MEP systems. Using the tools that are out there is a great opportunity. And something that's fairly new, that's been old, but is actually being looked at now, is construction safety. For a long time, it was just lip service, that we actually cared about how people were being treated, how safe the job sites were. I've got a full-time safety director. He's responsible for making certain our technicians are properly trained, operate safely, have required safety equipment, are on safe jobs, and that their tools are inspected. Our safety director works constantly with the corporations or with the contractors' safety directors. Are you interested in being the person who gives the people the knowledge to operate safely for themselves, the people that are around them, and the people who want them to come home at night? Most of my electricians are OSHA 10 certified, many OSHA 30. I've even got a 520. All of that training has to be done by somebody, be it an in-house safety director or be it an outside consultant. At Titus, we've always focused on safety. We've won awards for decades, but it's nice to see that it's actually something that's getting more attention these days. And also never dismiss the value of the administrative side of construction. Most of the accounting graduates today are on the financial side. They are women. Construction offers opportunities for professionals in administrative roles from human resources, project engineering, legal, project management, all functions in between. My question to you is, what intrigues you? What are your strengths? There's so many facets to construction. There's probably a match. Just be creative in your thinking. Construction's fascinating, rewarding. There's no feeling quite like looking at the building and saying, I helped build that. I was asked also about my participation in NAWIC. I've been a member of NAWIC on and off for years. Occasionally, life gets in the way and I have to pull back. But every time I come back, I go, wow, I've really been missing something. It's energizing to be in a room with a bunch of women who are in the same field. They're dynamic, capable, and who know what you're talking about and are happy to be a resource. You've got women from every aspect of construction, owners, managers, engineers, suppliers, more. If you have questions, they have an answer, they know somebody who will, and they're glad to help you. Networking is important in every career, and NAWIC is a fabulous conduit. We think of construction as about building things. It's really more about people working together, focusing on putting something special, achieving something as a team that no one can do on their own. And to conclude, I want to do something I rarely do in business. I want to share a feeling. It goes back to what you were saying. Close your eyes and imagine you're driving downtown and you've got this shiny building that's shooting up in the sky. And a lot of times you're going, nice building, or was that there yesterday? But then imagine that you were part of it. You were part of the team that put that together. There's nothing like that. There's something, you've got this massive building, and it started on a piece of paper, in somebody's mind, somebody's dream, and they cared enough for your craftsmanship to allow you to help create their vision. Being able to look at a building and saying, that's mine. It's powerful. So they're not all mine. I didn't do them all by myself. Others were involved. But yeah, they are mine. I take ownership and pride in everything I do. At the end of the day, at the end of a project, you want to go find a little corner of the building, go sign it. Because you feel like an artist. You've created something beautiful, only it's really functioning too. My team feels the same way, and the way that makes those I work with sort of like a family. That's why I love what I do, people I work with, and what we create. Don't let being a woman keep you out of any industry, especially not construction. It's a fabulous place to be, and I think it's the right time.
All right, last but not least, Laura.